Hello, are you ready for some TOEFL advice? It's Tuesday, so it's TOEFL Tuesday, and I'm going to give you a tip, a TOEFL reading tip from me, Lucas, the TOEFL guy at TOEFL.magoosh.com. So today's tip, today's advice is to find the actor and the action when you're answering questions in reading. What does that mean, the actor and the action? Let's take a sample sentence so I can show you. This is a short, easy version of a sentence that was on a real TOEFL from this TOEFL book here. And this sentence, like I said, is shorter and easier than in the real book, because I want to show some very specific parts of it. And it's easier if there aren't so many words. Here's the sentence. Sedimentation buries organic matter and subjects it to higher pressures. Okay, what is the actor and what is the action? The actor, the thing that does the verb, that does the action, is sedimentation. And the verbs are the actions. It buries organic matter and subjects it to higher pressures. So there's one actor and two actions. Now, on that same test, on that real TOEFL, from this book, actually from another book, from volume 1, not volume 2, almost the same. From that book, we see an answer choice that looks like this. A little bit different, but very similar. Increased pressure on organic matter promotes sedimentation. Now let's look at the actor and the action here. We see increased pressure. This pressure is the actor in this sentence. In the original, sedimentation was the actor. That's a little different. It's possible that it's still okay if the action also changed to make sense. But in this one, we see increased pressure promotes sedimentation. So this is actually the opposite of the original sentence, because in this sentence we said that sedimentation creates the higher pressure. Sedimentation subjects the matter to higher pressure. So sedimentation causes the pressure. We have a switch here. We have pressure causes sedimentation. That is what I call a distortion. It takes the same words, the same actor, and then changes it to a different, opposite action, because the actor is no longer acting. It is an object. It is being changed, being affected. Now, there's another thing that this can help with, not a distortion, but a distraction. Sometimes all the right words are in the sentence, but they don't have the focus is in a different place. So, for example, another sentence with the same topic, sedimentation, okay, we have the right actor. When burying organic matter is subject to higher pressures. Now, what is the action here? The action is, it is subject to higher pressures. And this, you might notice, is subject to is actually a small distortion. It is making a passive in a way. It should be that the organic matter is subject to higher pressures. In this sentence, we have that the sedimentation is subject to higher pressures. But more importantly, I want to call this a distraction because what about this part in the middle here? What about when burying organic matter? This was really important in the original. In the first one, we saw that sedimentation buries organic matter. Here, it's just when. It's not part of the main sentence. Here, the main sentence is about sedimentation subject to higher pressures. And we can remove this middle part, but that changes the focus. So be careful when you see some of the main words from the original sentence put in these when and if and these other smaller clauses. When you see this comma, look for what the main subject and verb are, the main point of the sentence. If that changed between the original and the new sentence, then there might be a problem. It might be a distraction. I hope that helps. It should be useful, especially for paraphrase questions in the TOEFL reading, but many TOEFL questions have a similar problem in the wrong answers. You can get more practice like this from TOEFL.magoosh.com. Again, I'm Lucas, the TOEFL guy, and I'll see you next week at TOEFL Tuesdays.